remember the first time I dared to dream beyond the confines of my small Maine hometown. It was a quiet, stubborn hope, a whisper that maybe, just maybe, I could make a difference in a world that dismissed people like me. But the moment I voiced that hope, the room turned cold. My family, with their eyes full of skepticism and laughter, told me I was wasting my life. "Botany? That's just a hobby," my father snorted, slamming his beer. "You'll never make a living out of playing in the dirt. It's a joke. You're an embarrassment to this family." And those words, sharp and unrelenting, cut deep. Every single day after that, I was told I was foolish, that my passion was trivial, that I'd fail and fade into obscurity. I was mocked relentlessly, called a dreamer with no real future, dismissed as someone who'd never amount to anything. I wanted to prove them wrong, but the weight of their contempt pressed down harder with each passing year. But I couldn't abandon what set my soul on fire. I retreated into my work, pouring every ounce of myself into urban ecological restoration, trying to bring life back into the concrete, to prove that plants, resilient and overlooked, could transform barren, forgotten spaces into vibrant ecosystems. I knew I was onto something revolutionary, even if the world laughed at me. I dedicated myself to it. I studied, experimented, failed, and tried again. I cultivated hybrid plants, species that thrived where others withered. I built tiny pockets of green amid gray city blocks, transforming abandoned lots into lush gardens, breathing life into spaces no one cared about. But no matter how much I succeeded, my family's voice haunted me. "Ridiculous," they'd say behind my back. "Waste of time. She's never going to get anywhere." Then, one day, after years of relentless effort, I received an invitation. A major city wanted me to lead a project, an entire neighborhood reborn from concrete and neglect. It was a turning point. I was no longer just a dreamer. I was a pioneer, a force of nature. The project was a roaring success. The neighborhood blossomed into a thriving green oasis, a testament to resilience, hope, and the power of overlooked plants. Years later, I returned to my hometown, not as the foolish girl they mocked, but as someone who had proven her worth in the most profound way. I stood on the outskirts of the town, watching as the once barren lands I had transformed now pulsed with life. Trees that towered, flowers that burst in color, bees humming in harmony with the buzz of city life. My work was no longer seen as trivial. It was essential. The day I decided to visit my family, I knew they'd be there, waiting, wary, perhaps even dismissive. But I was prepared, ready to show them what I had become. I parked my car in front of the house and stepped out, feeling the weight of years on my shoulders and the fire of my purpose blazing brighter than ever. Inside, they looked at me with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. My mother's eyes flicked to my hands, calloused, dirt-stained, yet steady. My father's jaw tightened. He'd always believed I'd fail. I didn't need to say a word. I led them outside. And that's when they saw it. The neighborhood I had restored, now a vibrant sanctuary. The trees I had planted swayed in the wind. their leaves shimmering in the sunlight. The plants I'd hybridized thrived, their roots forging new life into the cracked earth. The empty lot where I once played as a child was now a lush park, alive, breathing, unstoppable. Their faces turned blank as realization dawned. My father's eyes widened, and for a moment, the bravado he'd worn for years was gone. My mother's hand trembled as she reached out, touching a leaf, her voice caught in her throat. "You see," I finally said, voice trembling with emotion. "All those years you told me I was wasting my time, that I was an embarrassment. Look what I've built. This isn't just plants and green spaces. It's hope. It's resilience. It's proof that even what's dismissed as trivial can change the world." Their silence was deafening. The weight of their derision, their mockery hung in the air. But I saw something else, something I'd never quite expected. A flicker of understanding. Maybe even regret. I stepped closer, my voice soft but firm. "I didn't do this to prove you wrong. I did it because I believed in something greater. I believed in the power of overlooked, underestimated things. Plants, people, hope. And now I stand here, living proof that no matter how small, how dismissed you once thought I was, I can create something extraordinary." A tear slipped down my mother's cheek, and my father looked away, his jaw clenched, but I didn't need their approval anymore. I had built my own legacy, one rooted in perseverance, passion, and unwavering belief in what most had ignored. Walking back to my car, I felt a profound shift inside me. The years of ridicule, of feeling like an outsider, had forged me into someone stronger. I understood now. The real victory wasn't just the green spaces I'd created. It was the resilience I'd cultivated within myself, the refusal to let their words define me. And as I drove away, I knew I'd carry this lesson forever, that sometimes the greatest triumphs come from the depths of rejection and doubt. That what's dismissed as trivial can become a symbol of hope. That even in the face of outright betrayal, our true worth is revealed through perseverance and unwavering faith in ourselves. Because in the end, I wasn't just a botanist. I was a revolution wrapped in roots and leaves, a testament that even the most overlooked seeds can grow into something unstoppable. And that, above all, is the greatest victory of all.